Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Like first off, thank all of our new subscribers, and it's been such a blessing to get up every morning and see who all subscribed. And who all liked our videos and all the comments and stuff. I try to answer them all best I can, and we just out today, and I thought I'd do a video. I've been wanting to do one of the back out in the mountains, but we got an ice tie. Well, we didn't get the ice tie we was supposed to, but up high on the hill ridges they did and stuff on top of the mountain they did, so we can't get out, and it's kind of foggy as you can see back through there. And we down here in Clinton County, Kentucky, and I had to take Mama to the doctor, and I just thought we'd shoot one on a drive back home and just talk about growing up in the Appalachian as small boy and as a teenager and stuff, how times has changed. I mean, it just ain't nothing like it used to be. Not even around here, or, I mean, not even close. It's just like in a different world almost. But we come Mama. Hey Mama.
Hi.
Put your big mask on. Yep. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a blessing to see all the scrap stuff. It's just a little too foggy right now to get out in the mountain. It's slick too, probably out on top of them ridges and stuff. But I need to sit down and take time and study up some of these. Well, they're not actually stories; they're real life. But think back and remember. I don't want one. Thank you. Remember actually some of the stuff we done and stuff as kids. A lot of times when I do the video and I get off, then I remember everything. Everything starts to come to me. But I know one thing: we're definitely living in a different time. That's for sure. And there's just not the respect and stuff there was when we was growing up. I don't know. It's just sometimes I don't even know how or what's going well. The younger generation, it's just. That's one reason I make a lot of these videos, but show the younger generation what county was like when we was growing up. Totally different, and it was totally different from my parents, which I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So I know that don't sound that to a lot of you guys. Y'all think that ain't that long ago, but you just think from 1985 till 2021, how much times has changed and what all has changed. I mean, I couldn't imagine these people at 70, 80 year old, what they've seen, you know what I'm saying, from the time they can remember to, you know, on up to that age, how much the world has changed. But it has. But growing up as a kid, you know, we had different things we done, and, you know, different hobbies and stuff when we wasn't working. We did work a lot, sometimes too much, I think, but I see that eyes. So no, you're pulling that little missile thing, yeah. But this little county down below us here, it's kind of ain't much of a town. And about to drive through it, you about miss it. Clinton County ain't got no Walmart. That's how small it is.
They come to our Walmart.
Yeah, they come to our Walmart. But anyway, what was it? Alrighty, dude. Yep. They're getting on it up there, ain't it? But yeah, we had, you know, our chores and stuff to do, but we would work at daytime and still get out at nighttime coon hunting, and that was just a big thing to go coon hunting. And one of my best friends, his name was Michael. We coon hunted all the time. I mean, anytime we got a chance, we coon hunted in the summertime, we coon hunted in the winter time, we coon hunted year round, or went fishing. But wasn't no boat or nothing back then. We just fished in ponds and off the bank and stuff. But the coon hunting was just a big thing. It just, everybody done it. I had a lot of uncles and cousins and stuff done it, and just kind of was brought up doing it, you know. And my dad did too back when he was younger, before he got to working all the time. Oh, is that good, Mama? You're an older boy, And my dad was a big coon hunter too, till he got up and got old enough to work. And got married and started working and stuff, and he quit hunting altogether. And mainly, he got to be a workaholic, what he was. He got hooked on working. It was about like somebody hooked on drugs. That's all he thought about was work, 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 work. If you didn't have nothing to do, he'd find you something to do, trust me. He'd find you something to do if he'd pick up rocks out of the field. He'll never complain about not having nothing to do, that's for sure. Anyway, like I say, me and my best friend Michael at the time, I mean, we grew up as kids together like that. We'd get out and coon hunting nighttime. The stuff we've seen, the stories, and, well, about all the neighborhood boys would. We went to school and stuff with, all the boys did. Sometimes they'd beat 10, 15, 20 of us out at nighttime like that, romping through the woods. And back then, you didn't have nothing to worry about getting over on private property or whatever, because people just let you hunt anywhere, you know. Now all these places we hunted are posted. You can't get in them. New owners owns them and everything else. But you know, we get out and wrestle and climb trees and ride them over. And sometimes we get serious about coon hunting. But me and my buddy Michael, we was serious about coon hunting. Me and him done a lot. Just me and him go out by ourselves. And one we ordered. We had an old. I like having an old truck he had. It's an old '60 model Ford. I can't remember what model it was, but it had a 6-cylinder in it. He got her on the last, and it tore up. And he got a little '80 model Chevette car. It had been his mom, and she bought something else. That's back when this was in the '90s, so she had drove it for years and parked it there. That's what she done. And we got that old Chevette running up right, and that's the only thing we had to take coon hunting. They barely had enough power to pull you, but anyway, they'd work. And we go out coon hunting, we'd throw them old hounds in the back of that Chevette, and away we'd go. And he didn't have a driver's license. We wasn't even old enough to have a driver's license. We'd go off some more coon hunting like that, and I had some dogs, and he always had dogs. We ended up on last week. We went in partnership on dogs, and he kept them and fed them, because where I lived at, if they got loose, they'd get bad to get run over. And I lost a lot of beagle hounds like that too when I was a kid, so I let him keep them. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's ice over on them trees, pure ice. Oh, you're not in one. And so he had a cur dog. And well, she was a half cur and half red bone. Good squirrel dog, good coon dog. His dad got him for her some more and raised her up. And she was a #1 little tree dog. She wasn't all that big, but pretty as a picture. This one boy had a dog here in Wayne County, the black and tan, but he was a big crown night champ. I don't know him many times here in the county. And he took that dog and bred it to that night champ dog. Of course, he got half black and tan and quarter red bone and quarter cur. Well, I got a pup, and only 3 of them lived. And I got one of them that is black and tan, and he got one that was a red bone, and the other one was about a real dark red, where it had black in it. It turned out real, just real dark red, pretty thing. But the big male dog, he was light. He looked like a full-blooded red bone. He was a house cat dog, but I mean, he just pick a coon up and just make the bones crunch when he grab a hold of it. But of course, there's more dogs than just these. These are just some I remember. It's some of the best we had. And we trained them up with our old dog, which my uncle had, my cousin had her to. She got so old she couldn't hardly hunt, and he let us have her to train her pups with. She was a tree dog, but she finally just died of old age. We trained them dogs up, and I don't remember what I named mine, but mine got run over at about 9 months old. Crippled her up where she couldn't hunt no more, and I ended up giving her to somebody, and they took her for squirrel hunting. Some old man wanted her, I gave her to him, and she was down in her hips. She couldn't walk much, but he'd take her out squirrel hunting because he couldn't walk much either. I guess he kept her till she died. Then that red bone female he had, and the big male dog, old Dan, he called him Old Dan, Little Ann, after where the red fern grows. I don't remember what I called mine, but it really didn't matter because I never did get to hunt with mine much, just as a pup. But them dogs got to be good dogs. And like I say, the daddy was a night champ dog, big crown night champ in Wayne County on the coon hunts. We never did get in them competition hunts much. But we got them dogs hunting good, and Lord, we beat about everybody. We went out in the woods. Our dogs treed way before their dogs would. But that, anyway, messed around, and that female dog hissed and got out and got on the highway and got killed. So that just left us a red male dog. So we kind of partnered up on that old dog. He was a quiet mouth dog. He didn't bark on trail. And that's what we call in the hills a silent mouth dog. He did not bark till he treed. And one night we all out hunting and was gonna go hunting. That boy come out had the daddy to that dog, and he was supposed to be a crown night champ dog. We thought he was one more of a tree dog. I will say one thing: he had good bloodline in, because them dogs make good hunting dogs. But we got out, like I say, at night, and anyway, we left our dogs home and took that night champ dog out, and he treated 2 times that night, 1 or 2 times, and both times we could not find the coon. Of course, the boy made up all kinds of excuses why the coon wasn't up the tree, but it was just a lion coon hound, what he was. He's just a lion dog. Well, we got around that night, just young boys and cocky and stuff. We got arguing around a little bit that night, and I told him, I said, old Dan treat all over that dog. I said, he'll beat that dog any word anytime you want to put him. And that boy's like, no, this dog can't be beat. He's been crowned night champ down here for years. He can't be beat. So they'd have about a hunt a month at the Sportsman Club in Wayne County, or the Coon Hunting Club. They don't have it no more, I don't think. And it's $50 entry dog, and you usually get a coon hunting cup and whatever the pot was that they put together. And so we rounded up the money one night and entered that coon hunt, and you had a judge when you had to call your dog. You had to strike your dog. That's what they called it, striking your dog. You had to strike him on track. You had to strike him on checking the tree, and you had to strike him treat. If he wasn't on track, or if he wasn't checking the tree and you striked him, then it was like be a strike out. It'd be a mark against the dogs. They went by a point thing. Well, we took off, and I don't remember who was the judge for us. It's some old guy there in town. And we dropped old Dan loose, and we told that man, we said, now he won't bark on track. If he barks, he's either checking the tree or tree. He said, all right. We turned him loose, and I hear him, he's pretty good ways off, but we hear him bark, about 2 or 3 big long balls. And so we caught him checking the tree, and about 5 minutes later, he come in, sat down, and started treeing. So we struck him as being treed. Went to him, the coon setting up the tree, so we got county for that coon. They didn't kill him or nothing. And so we leashed the dog back up like never got him away from the tree, because he's used to shooting them out to him and getting back and fight him. And so we had 3 drops that night. So on the second drop, we dropped him out. Of course, we was hunting around cornfields and sweet cornfields, and he went over, and as soon as we let him loose, he was done walking on his hind legs, the wind. And I told Michael, I said, he's smelling coon right now. That judge said, drop the leash on him. We dropped the leash on him, man. He took off across that field just again, and it wasn't a minute or two we heard him lock up. And this time he didn't check the tree. He was just hammering down. And I told Michael, so that guy was like, what do you call him? Is he checking the tree, or is he treed? And I was like, he's treed. So, and sure enough, he was. But the coon was up a bush pretty much. That's why he never did check the tree. He was sitting there almost biting on its butt when he was jumping up at it. Man, he was just cutting the shine. So we get down there and they call that, and we get him off of that. The third drop is just, I don't know, it's getting down in the morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning time. We made the third drop. The third drop he treed again, and he had a coon, but we had to walk quite a ways that time. We got in, and everybody got in. We had to be back, I think, at 2 o'clock or something. We got back dinner at 2 o'clock tonight. And some of them hadn't come in. A lot of them didn't come in because they just didn't do no good. Only 3 of us showed up. And that was the one had the night champ dog and another guy and us. The rest of them just went on home. They just didn't do no good. And we showed 3 coons that night. And that judge told us that they got 3. All the calls was right. It's almost like a 98% score. And that night champ dog, he was with what they've been doing with him, they've been cheating with him. I guess got to pay the judge off or something, got him crowned night champ. Whoever went with him that night, he treated 3 times too, but never showed but 1 coon. And so we beat him, and we ended up getting the pot. I think it's $250 in a cup, but man, we about had to fight that boy after it's over with. I'm telling you, he was hot over that dog getting beat, and us calling him a lying coon now. Because he was a lying dog. He treated him like be nothing there. And I think what he was, a lot of times they got a hold of judges that would cheat for him or split the pot for him or something, and he would treat and they'd call it a coon when it wasn't. But we had an honest judge that night, and that's the only night I ever got into a competition hunt. But we real serious about our dogs, that was for sure. Hound dog and beagle hounds too. We have a lot of beagle hounds. And that's part of our life with our hunting dogs. But I remember the stuff we'd see out in the woods at nighttime and stuff. I mean, this day and time the kids wouldn't even get out and do it. They'd be afraid. But we'd always have an old single shot 22 rifle we carried. I'm trying to think what that thing's called. Oh, Glenfield Marlin, old Glenfield Marlin bought them out, an old single shot Glenfield with a squirrel on his stock. That's what we carried. I like to have one of them now. My brother does got one. He paid a lot of money for that thing, and that's what we carried coon hunting. Shot them out shooting 22 shorts. That's all we used. But they wasn't the coons back then like they are now. They've got the coons now, but because ain't nobody hunts for them. They need to, but they don't. There's tons of them. We had problems with them down at the house back in the summer. Coming up on the porch, leaning up on the screen door, looking in, watching TV with us, wasn't they? Big coons. Back then, you didn't see them like that. And the stuff we see at nighttime sometimes was just spooky. Some stuff yet we ain't explained to this day. But one time we was out, there's a bunch of us. Whole bunch of us out that night, and we'd all stand up, huddled up. It's real cold, and the sky just lit up, just like a daylight for just a split second. You could have seen a quarter laying on the ground. That's how bright it got. Then went back. So that freaked us plumb out. We didn't know what in the world it was or what went on. But I guess it's a meteorite. I seen it down on the lake do that one night. It was a meteorite. But it really scared us real bad. Then one night, me and a buddy of mine, me and Michael, we was out by ourselves one night, and years ago when they come out and coal mined that country, they drove little rivets into the trees where they marked their lines and stuff. And if you didn't know about it, they would glow when a light hit them. I guess, well, I don't know why they do it, like where they spot them out at night time. If you could follow that line of little rivets up the hill, you could just watch one eye. It looked like eyes. Well, what had happened, somebody took a bunch of them out of the trees and drove 2, then went up about 6 inches above it, drove 2 more into a tree, then went up about 6 inches. It looked like 3 sets of eyes there. We was out there one night coon hunting. We got to watching them eyes and the dogs. They wasn't acting right. They acting like something was scaring them too. And we finally got brave enough to go up there and look what it was. It was them markers they put on trees. But then one night me and him was out. To this day, we ain't never explained this. And did he make a box? We was out and hunting around some cliffs. We was on the north side of the hill, and it was in the summertime. And the dogs went out hunting, and here in a few minutes they come back to us and come up under our legs and went to growling and carrying on. And I mean, the hair stood up on their backs. Anytime dogs done that, it kind of spooked us, because if the dog was afraid of it, it's pretty mean, whatever it was. But whatever it was, it went to moaning. It's about 100, 150, 200 yards from us. It's a real dark night. It went to moaning and growling, and I don't know. It didn't sound like no animal to me. It really didn't sound like a human being. But, and sticks of, it's like it's throwing big sticks down through the woods and rocks and that, just making off with rags every here. Me and him just had that little single shot 22, and it was short, so that ain't much more than a pellet rifle. And we wasn't about to go up there to see what it was. And them dogs are growling and a booger barking at it and going, just going off. So we started backing out of our, well, it started following us. And it's just, I mean, just trashing and beating and just plumb scared. We scared to death. I bet my heart run 200 miles an hour. And them dogs were growling, and we couldn't see the dogs on it. We could not do nothing. And we probably went 200 or 300 yards, and it followed us. And we got to thinking, and kind of got calmed down a little bit. And I said, Michael, I said, I bet you $1. We're close to, we was whispering where they couldn't hear us. We're close to somebody's garden, and they're trying to scare us. I say, I bet you it's somebody doing that. I said, I just believe it is. He said, I've been thinking that too. So we stood our ground with the dogs, and it got in with about 100 yards. They was done it for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I told Michael, I said, load that 22 up and put a bullet out towards that way to see what happened. He shot twice, and it quit. And then we come on out and went home. And to this day, we don't know if it was somebody or if it was just, we don't know what it was, but we thinking it's probably somebody. We was close to their patch. But anyway, yeah, coon hunting was just a thing. I mean, it's what everybody done. And I couldn't hold up the walk as much as I did back then. Man, we'd walk a lot at nighttime. Work at daytime, walk at nighttime. I mean, and we'd all gather up a lot of times at my grandma or my dad's grandma, my dad's mom, my grandma Tucker, and they lived in an old house place, and everybody gather up over there, and we'd take off from there and go hunting. I miss them days. And a lot of times it'd be in the fall year, we'd squirrel hunt daytime and coon hunt nighttime, but they quite a bit of ice on trees here. Is it, Bubby? Okay, I'll pause it for a second. Hey guys, I'm back because the sun is calling in. But yeah, I mean, you just don't see stuff like that. I could imagine the kids even getting out in the woods this day and time coon hunting, especially like we did. And there's we had a lot of fun. I mean, I remember I laid in bed a lot of times thinking about the nighttime, what all we done back then. The warfare got snake bit and the stuff we seen, and your mind can play tricks on you out after dark and stuff. If you ever get scared or ever think you seen something, then it's on. We've had several nights that we thought stuff was following us through the woods and get all spooked up and stuff, but come to find out it's probably nothing, probably just our mind. But we still go if we scared or not. And you know, these old people tell stories about certain hollers being haunted and certain places being haunted or hainted. Some of them call it haunted, some call it hainted, according to who he's talking to her. This holler's haunted. There's a headless woman in that holler, and just plumb scare us to death. That was the main thing that we was afraid of, was ghosts. Them old ghost stories they tell. Of course, they knew they was just telling a yarn. That's what they called it back in. It's telling stories, telling a yarn. They knew what they'd done. They just scaring us boys up, and I mean, everything they tell about. There's so many stories they tell, I can't even remember half of them. Lay off, you know what I'm talking about? Hooks to a mule floating in the air on that one mountain, and a headless woman in one mountain, 2 gray soldiers up in this one holler. And if you didn't watch when you went up in them hollers, that you would see something or hear something, because it would be in your mind. But I've been going a pretty good while. I'll tell one more, and here in just a second. This here's about the coyotes. Now the coyotes ain't always been in this country. They come over here in I think my brother killed one in '85, and that was the first one anybody ever seen in Wayne County for a coyote. But anyway, in the early '90s, we was all out hunting, and there's a guy with us, and them coyotes got to squalling around, and before that they was talking about how brave he was. You know, he just kept blowing about how you couldn't scare him. He'd lay out in the woods and sleep at night time and all this good stuff, and he couldn't be scared. And so we sat back there in that holler. Them coyotes got to hollering around us. Yeah, I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back, guys. But this is probably the best story, coon hunt story I've got there will get. I know it's at the last of the video. Anyway, it's me, my cousin's husband. I keep calling him my cousin, which he is. And he's up in his years. He's 70-year-old now. But at the time he was a lot older than us anyway. And Michael and me and him and 3 more fellers. And the other 3 fellers, they were blow boxes. If you don't know what a blow box here in eastern Kentucky, a blow box is somebody that likes to lie. And they was a little winded, so, or blowing about what they could do. These blow boxes, they'd lie about what they could do. That's what a blow box is. But anyway, they blowed around that night about how they wasn't afraid of nothing. They'd lay out there in them woods all night. And like I said earlier, back when the coyotes was first getting thick around here. Boy, here in a minute, them coyotes, and everybody followed my cousin. And his name was Goldman. Whatever Goldman done, everybody else done it. Because he was just no mountain man. Everybody, whatever he done, they all done. Boy, them boys, Goldman got to letting on like he was scared to death. He really wasn't, but he's letting on like he was scared to death. These boys, I don't know what we gonna do. They got us surrounded. And he said, I ain't got no gun. And he did have, he had his little 22 pistol in his pocket. He said, I ain't got no gun. He said, I don't know what we gonna do. And he said, I tell you what, said, we gonna have to climb a tree or something. And he poked me and Michael with a stick after dark like that, and everybody, they wasn't paying attention, and then Michael poked me, and we knew what was up, what he's getting ready to do. And he said, all of a sudden, he shut his light off and jumped up on the side of a tree. When he did, everybody's lights went off. When he did, I took off a running, just hard wide open, because I know that's what he was going to do, and Michael did too. We run, we hadn't killed ourselves. We run around the hill about 200 or 300 yards and just stop, sit down there. You all right, Mom? Sit down there and stop, was dying laughing. And them boys ran there hollering, hey, Goldman, where you at? Where you at? They climbed the trees and left their lights laying on the ground. They afraid to come down the tree because of the coyotes. And here they just stuck there. We went around the hill. We let them stand up there a long time. He didn't. Here in a few minutes, they'd holler, hey, Goldman, where you at? And we wouldn't say nothing. And he ran off and left us back here. What are we going to do? I don't know. You can just hear them talking. Well, they scared to death. But anyway, after about 15 or 20 minutes, he went around there and was laughing at them, shining light up in the bushes. They's all 3 up a tree, and their lights laying on the ground. But there goes the phone then. Anyway, we keep getting phone calls, but them boys was scared to death. I mean, they was scared to death. And that night on, they never did blow about how brave they was no more. It took them a long time for them to ever go back coon hunting with us. They's pretty hot over there. But what's pretty up on that mountain, that ice. But usually if you had a blow box, he wouldn't never do what he said he'd do. They said they talking about how brave and stuff they were before that. Them old coyotes get sounding pretty hairy if you ain't never been around them. And they've scared me many times as a young boy out coon hunting by myself or deer hunting. But that's the best thing I ever known on them right there. That's probably the logging yards. Got a few logs on, not many. But that's probably the best coon hunting story. If I could tell it, I ain't a good storyteller or a good teller. It's the truth. It ain't the story. They climbed them. All 3 of them climbed a tree because they thought Goldman did, and we did. But we took off running around the hill with him because we knew what he was going to do. When he shut his light off, he took off. And maybe one of them didn't have a light. I think only 2 of them had a light, and one of them didn't. And they climbed trees. Or they sitting up there squalling and hollering. And I told Goldman, I said, we'll have them to fight when we get back around there. They'll be fighting mad. They didn't say a whole lot. They was afraid he'd leave them back there in the woods, I guess. They wouldn't know how to get out. But it took them 3 or 4 months to ever go back coon hunting with us again. But yeah, I hope y'all guys like the coon hunting stories, and he just having too bad a weather right now to really get out in the mountains, get in pretty shots. I thought I'd do this while I was driving around to keep me bored, but as always, I like to thank everybody for subscribing. If you come this far in the video, I hope it ain't bored you too bad, and we'll try to bring some more as maybe the weather fire up when we get back out in the mountains and shoot some more videos. And I did take the tree down for whoever asked. Yeah, you took the tree down the other day, the cherry tree down. But hey guys, like I said, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and till the next vid, may God bless.